Hey there, folks! Our home, planet Earth, is gorgeous, vast, and full of secrets. Despite being in the 21st century and making unbelievable advancements in technology, there are still some places out there that have not yet been explored by the modern man. And today we compiled a list of 10 places that no human has ever set foot on. So, let's get it on! Number 10. Knives Out. First up on the list is the magnificent Tsingy de Bemaraha Integral Nature Reserve. This is located on the western edge of Madagascar and possesses two of the most fascinating and scary geographical formations on the planet. They're called the Great Tsingy and the Little Tsingy. These rocks actually look like they're knives or daggers rising up from the floor of the earth. They are actually just plateaus, which have deep ruts cut into them by water. As a result, they are so sharp that you cannot walk upon them under any circumstances. Even the word Tsingy translates into where one cannot walk barefoot. Large parts of this reserve are unexplorable simply because it's pretty much impossible to cross over the pointy plateaus. Number 9. The Frozen Land. The Sakha Republic of the Russian Federation is the coldest place on the planet. For context, in winters the temperature can go as low as -94 degrees Fahrenheit. This area is also the 8th largest territory in the entire world. So the reason it's basically a freezing cold desert is because most of it is almost directly above the Arctic Circle. To give you some context, it's almost as big as India. But while India has a population of over 1.38 billion, the Sakha Republic is home to less than 1 million people, and even they live in the more habitable parts only. If the population was evenly spread, there would be a distance of at least 1 square mile between every person living here. So yeah, much of this fascinating and enormous land has never been explored and probably never will. Who knows? Maybe there's an army of White Walkers roaming around on the frozen land. Number 8. The Mystery Island. Next up on the list is the fascinating North Sentinel Island in the Andamans. While this technically comes under Indian territory, you'd be mistaken to think it's even remotely similar to the rest of the country. And guess what? No modern human being has ever visited this place. Why? Well, because it's home to the indigenous Sentinelese people who have chosen to live separately from the rest of the world. Reportedly, there are 150 inhabitants, but we cannot know for sure because, again, no one's been there. Entry to this island has been banned even for researchers. Because they've been so closed off from the rest of the world, they have zero immunity to most of our common diseases, and they have absolutely no idea what's going on. Yeah, folks. There's a whole group of human beings out there that has no idea what the words Tesla, Internet, TikTok, COVID-19, or Yeezy means. Back in 2006, two unlucky fishermen accidentally drifted towards the island after their anchor broke. As soon as they reached the island, they were killed on spot by the Sentinelese people. Number 7. 3,000 indigenous people. Similar to the North Sentinel Island, the Valle de Javari is inhabited by unfriendly indigenous people who do not wish to interact with the rest of the world. The difference is that the population here is much higher. Home to around 14 different groups, it's believed that around 3,000 indigenous individuals roam these lands. The Brazilian government has actually banned both locals and foreigners from entering this area to protect the natives and their traditions. Here's a fun fact. This area is bigger than the entire country of Austria. Number 6. The deepest trench on the planet. And now let's talk about the fascinating Mariana Trench. Located in the western Pacific Ocean, this is the deepest trench in the entire world. This absolutely massive crescent-shaped dent is around 1,500 miles long and reaches an estimated depth of around 36,000 feet. For context, If you managed to pick up Mount Everest and drop it into this trench, the tip of the mountain would still be over a mile away from the surface. Forget humans. Even most sea animals can't survive the pressure of the water over here. The only known organisms found here are called xenophiophytes, which are simple, unicellular beings feeding on the minerals present in the water. Still, because no human has ever been here and probably never will, we have no idea exactly how deep it goes or what scary monsters are hiding down there. Number 5. The Unclimbable Mountain. And now let's talk about the Gangkhar Pensum. At 24,836 feet, this is the highest mountain in the world that remains unclimbed to this day. Not like people haven't tried though. Between 1985 and 1986 alone, 4 different teams tried climbing this mountain and failed miserably because of the super dangerous weather. Also, locals believe that towering mountains are home to dangerous spirits, and this is why they should be left alone. So in 1994, the government completely banned people from climbing higher than 19,685 feet. Then in 2003, climbing the Gangkhar was banned altogether. So yeah, we still don't know exactly what the geography of this mountain looks like. Number 4. The Land of Volcanoes. Kamchatka is easily the most scientifically dramatic and enthralling locations on the planet. This volcanic peninsula is home to 160 different volcanoes, 29 of which are active even today. Most of the area consists of volcanic rock formed over thousands and thousands of years, which makes it pretty much impossible to explore. Also, going here is pretty dangerous because at any moment, you can be attacked by steaming hot lava. While some mega-rich daring tourists have been there because of how hauntingly beautiful it is, most of it remains clouded in mystery to this day, and in our opinion that's how it should be. Seriously, humans, leave some parts of nature alone. They have been here before you, and they'll be here long after you're gone. Number 3. In the desert, you can remember your name. The Namib Desert in Angola, Namibia is almost 1,200 miles long and is considered to be one of the driest places on Earth. So did you know that some parts of this vast land only see about 2 millimeters of water for the entire year? Yikes! This obviously means that it's pretty much impossible for most organisms to survive here, let alone humans. The very few living things found here have found a way to make the most of the minimal amount of water. These are mostly spiders, scorpions, and some species of lizards. There are giant sand seas here that span hundreds of miles, and as you can probably expect, it's very easy to get lost here. In a few areas with a bit more rainfall, there are some indigenous people who have managed to survive, but that's about it. Hey, maybe they should, film the next John Wick movie here. This desert will be more threatening than any of the villains Keanu Reeves has faced so far. Number 2. Natural sinkholes. In southern Mexico, there exists one of the most beautiful and dangerous places on Earth. We're of course talking about the Yucatan Peninsula, a place that's filled with natural pits and sinkholes called cenotes. These are the results of a collapsed bedrock, and they open into hidden pools of groundwater. More rock continues to fall into water, which in turn causes the area to increase in size and form even larger pits. The Mayans used to think this place was sacred, and they throw their valuable items into the sinkholes as sacrificial offers. And of course, sometimes these valuable items were living, breathing human beings. Now, while many people want to discover more about the cenotes, they simply can't because the reward is just not worth the risk. What's more, the entrances of these caves are super hard to find and even harder to enter. Number 1. Rain, Rain, Go Away. Next, we present you the Star Mountains of Papua New Guinea. Large parts of this magnificent and massive mountain range have never seen a human being. This area sees an annual rainfall of over 10,000 millimeters per year. Because of this, it's currently considered to be one of the wettest places in the entire world. This also means that there isn't a single spot on the entire range that's been able to house a weather station. And of course, we've tried a lot. Reportedly, the remote interior consists of uncharted forests, rugged highlands, and a whole bunch of extinct volcanoes. According to scientists, it's probably full of unique flora and fauna that we may not have seen anywhere else. Back in 1959, Jan Sneap, a Dutch civil servant, tried to explore and map this area. They went in with 2 helicopters, but one of them crashed and they had to rely on manpower alone. Obviously, they didn't really achieve much, and most of it remains untouched, unseen, and unstepped upon. Alright, which of these places did you find the most mysterious? And would you like to visit one of them? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Trend Joint, and we'll see you in the next one.